So let's have a cost of living discussion. This is the latest data from the Bureau of Statistics. The cost of a healthy diet, the minimum amount needed to have a nutritional meal in Nigeria for April 2026, 1,589 naira. You can see there, compared to March, it was up by 3%. Compared to April of last year, 4.7%. And protein, look at that, 40% of the cost of this healthy diet coming up: meat, chicken, fish, and so on, 35% rise. Starchy staples are down, oil and fats down. Arise business analysts who can analyze anything from real estate to aviation to cost of living. Yesterday was energy. Chika Mbonu is with us to give us his thoughts on this latest. You're welcome, sir.
How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm taking you had a healthy diet before you came in this morning.
I'm talking about the flood. Lagos is
that is another topic.
That's flooded, you know.
The flooding is something else.
I mean, it's getting worse, and the whole place is flooded.
And it has its impact.
Yes. The real story today is not that the cost of food has gone up.
Yeah.
Because Nigerians already know that.
Exactly.
You know that. The story is that Nigeria is actually measuring the cost of eating well. That's healthy eating. Not just the cost of eating. There's a difference between the two, cost of eating and cost of eating well.
Right.
So how much does it cost on average, like Nigerian, to eat healthy, balanced diet, you know, and every day? And as April 2026, that, figure came up there in the screen.
Yeah.
1,589 naira, you know. So for a family of 5, that's 2 parents, and then 3 children, says about almost 180 to 220,000 naira per year. But I mean, this report by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, what I'm just going to do just for our viewers is just try to isolate some talking points from it. The first thing is that Nigerians are eating to survive, not necessarily to stay healthy.
That is a very strong point you've just made right
Nigerians
now.
are just eating to survive.
To live.
Many households can still fill their stomach, basically. But filling the stomach is different from nourishing the body.
Right.
So let's put that
strong
out
point,
there. Someone may eat gari in the morning, by in the afternoon, maybe gari again in the night, and still suffer malnutrition.
Yeah.
But they had 3 square meals in quote. But because there's little protein, fruit or vegetables in the diet. So take this from Erotus. A full stomach does not always mean a healthy body.
Right.
That our stomach is full.
Strong
doesn't mean that.
Very, very good.
So that's the biggest message from this report that they put out there. And the other thing that is a healthy eating is quietly becoming a luxury. You put it out there in your rundown. Animal protein alone can account for about 40% of the cost of the healthy diet. Although it provides only 30% of the calories. So this explains why many families joke that chicken is no longer food. It's not a visitor. Chicken is no longer food, it's a visitor. So many children only see meat now during occasions like weddings and Christmas. So protein has become very expensive. That's the other thing that came out from that report. The other thing is that inflation is becoming a health issue.
Yeah.
When you talk about inflation, we talk about wallets, but it's not that. Inflation affects immunity, children's growth, learning ability, productivity, life expectancy. That's very important.
Yeah.
So when the protein disappears from the plate, what happens is that hospital bills eventually replace food bills. So as doctors normally will say, in the lingo, you either pay the farmer today or the doctor tomorrow.
Right.
So that's very important, But the other thing that came up from the report about business sent to me is that Nigeria is becoming 2 different food economies. Because what happened was that the average healthy diet in the southeast was about 1,830 per day.
I wanted to hear your thoughts on the
and
yes, please.
In the northeast, about 1,415 per day.
Right.
I mean, it's simple. The north is usually the food belt of the country.
Right.
So, I mean, if you have traveled the north sometimes, you'll find that the basket of tomatoes and a couple of other things, they are very cheap. But the kind of problems we have in Nigeria, remember, the issue of post-famine losses. Losses, that's the problem. So by the time things move down to the south, they become very expensive. So you can see that the cost of diet in the east is much more higher than in the northeast. So this means that where you live significantly determines how expensive living, healthy eating becomes.
Right.
The other thing is that also that talking point there is that the cheapest foods are not always the healthiest foods.
That is another very strong point.
Foods,
right. and it's poor people.
Exactly.
Right.
A lot of Nigerians, the report found a lot of Nigerians are increasingly selecting cheaper items like gari, even though gari is not expensive these days.
Yeah.
Beans, palm oil, avocado, dried tomatoes, because they deliver nutrition at a relatively lower cost. That tells us families are adapting. Nigerians are becoming nutritional economies.
Yeah.
That, you know. And so, if you're a salary earner, what does this tell you? What does it tell you? The salary may still be the same, but your food basket has changed.
Right.
You know, so without realizing it, you are quietly removing eggs, fruits, fish, milk, and other things from your shopping list and focusing on your survival. If you're a parent, the greatest investment is no longer private school. You know, it's ensuring that children actually eat nutritious food, because a hungry brain can't compete.
Can't learn. Yeah.
Yes. But you know how it's a zero-sum game. If you're a farmer, the report is actually good news. Because it tells farmers where demand is growing.
Right.
You know, Nigeria desperately needs more production in poultry, fish, dairy, fish, and vegetables, and so on and so forth. And of course, the government, at the end of the day, you know,
helps them plan, right? To at least know.
Yeah, food security is no longer simply about producing cassava and rice.
Yeah.
You know, it's now about making healthy foods for the larger citizens of the country. You know, so the competition is, based on the report, is no longer is moving from Nigerians are asking, can Nigerians eat healthy? That's what it is now. It's no longer asking, can Nigerians eat? It's, can Nigerians eat healthy?
Yeah.
And they are two different questions, and it's very important that we understand that. You know.
Fantastic breakdown there. You know, we'll have to go, but just 1 second. You know, yesterday we talked about high interest rates. We were talking about FCC and high energy prices. Now we're talking about the environment, Chika.
It's a macro. Everything.
Even with the reforms.
With the reform, no. I mean, at the end of the day, as I said, that is like a surgery now. Let's be the surgery. It will time.
Yeah.
You tell the doctor, the doctor tells you surgery was successful, but you tell the doctor, I'm still in pain.
Yeah.
So the doctor said, just be patient. With the amount of time it will clear out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but not about gari and frying akara and frying all those things.
And kuli.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
All right, business analyst Chika Mbonu, thank you so much for joining us to go through the report. Appreciate your insights as always.